Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel. Cat Star here with your mid-month or mid-April reading. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't for those of you liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. All right. Ooh. Well, 3 of those wanted to jump out. Let's see if some of these do. We're going to get, I thought, just a few pointer cards here, a few tarot to go with it, and a message to end it. So let's go ahead and see for mid-April, what is happening, going on, coming in here for Aquarius. All right, well, okay. Well, there you go. All right. Wow, lots of growth, lots of evolution. Look at that. All right, let's get just a couple of tarot cards to go with that. 5 of Wands. What else does Aquarius need to know here? Oh my, okay. And one more. Oh my, not half the deck there. I'll take that one because that one fell first. Yeah, too many cards, too many cards. All right, wow. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the 9 of Cups. So there's that. All right. Aquarius, you have vision, evolution. So you are potentially holding a vision. No matter what, you see the big picture of a loving, just universe. And that is kind of here with the 5 of Wands, Aquarius. So you have this big vision for this big picture. And some of you are kind of feeling a little bit of tension around it, and or you're feeling a little bit of kind of being bogged down within that. So knowing, trusting, believing, I feel like this comes through in a lot of the readings, that there is a bigger picture and that you actually can create the vision that you have for yourself, for your life, for your reality, and not getting kind of bogged down in the how. For some reason, the how is what we always kind of settle into. But how would it happen? And very logical. How could that ever happen? We could never create that. I could never do that. On and on and on. And we kind of move ourselves away from that or distance ourselves from what that vision is that we have for ourselves. So not allowing ourselves to get bogged down, at least for extended periods of time, Aquarius. There's going to be, sometimes there's moments when we're like, okay, well, maybe not, but then we can shift that. So holding on to your vision here at the end of April or mid-April moving on is going to be essential for your evolution and for this quick progress and movement that you have with the Chariot as well. So evolution says you realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path of love. Whew. Yes, Aquarius, your path to success, your path to romance, your path to, abundance, prosperity, all of that. There are lessons that come in, experiences, learnings that are gained. I've said this before also in readings. We're not born and then we just get up and start running, right? We go through the learning to crawl. Well, first we learn to roll over, and then we learn to crawl, and then we learn to walk. And when we're learning to walk, we stand up and we fall down many, many times, but we do not quit, Aquarius. So I think that is the big thing that is coming through here. Hold your vision and, really know that the lessons that come in, the learnings that you gain, the experience, the knowledge does bring progress, and it does tend to be fairly quick progress. With that Chariot card, we get to really, really use everything that we gain for our benefit, not towards our detriment, or not in a space of allowing it to bog us down or bringing tension. We get to rise like the phoenix to the challenges, Aquarius, the lessons, the learnings, the experiences, because they foster this deeper understanding, this evolution. And that's what we're here for, is to learn, to experience, to have, those moments of rising up and evolving. So holding on to your vision is going to be very, very big in your evolution. Now, Aquarius, you also have the Three of Swords with the Patience card. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So some of you also holding on to that vision, that evolution, knowing that there's lessons on the path. Some of you have dealt with some heartbreak, some disillusionment, feeling really in painful areas, knowing and believing that that patience that you can garner is going to be moving you along the path. Acceptance of whatever happened, whatever transpired, wherever that is, right, is going to really move that and allow for the wounds to begin to heal. We don't have to stay in heartbreak or in pain longer than that healing process, Aquarius. And for some of us, it's a longer process. And for others, it's much shorter. But taking the lessons that you learned and again, using it to really hold that vision. What is it? Even if you have to prove them wrong, Aquarius, even if you have to prove them wrong. Sometimes people say, oh, you can't do that. You can't say that. You can't, what have you? You can't, you can't, you can't, Aquarius. And then we can turn around and say, oh, yeah, watch me. I'm going to prove you wrong. That happened to me in school when I was younger in school, where you'll never this and you can't that and that. Bullshit. You watch me. I'm going to prove you wrong. And I did, right? And we hold patience within those moments of feeling that pain and that heartbreak. We're patient with ourselves. We're graceful with ourselves. And we know that once we accept it, once we allow it, once we embrace it, and we allow the feelings and the pain and that to really move through us, then it can be neutralized and not be as emotional or have as deep of an emotional attachment to it any longer, Aquarius. Wow, you're getting kind of a lesson here, Aquarius. You're getting kind of a lesson here for the end of April. Some of you may have been dealing with some stuff, but holding that vision, knowing that the lessons bring that evolution, and holding that patience within yourself. But you also have humor coming in here, Aquarius. And that one says, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And that is with the Five of Swords, Aquarius. So that's interesting. The Five of Swords here, Aquarius. So you have the Five of Swords coming in. And this is, right, that really noticing kind of what is going on, but not falling victim to it, Aquarius. This is really tuning into the softer side, the lighter side of things, and not being kind of drawn into this and or projection, right? Projecting out with that Five of Swords. You have two fives coming in, the Five of Wands, the Five of Swords, Aquarius. You have lots of information and lots of change. You're going through this almost awakening process where you are also receiving growth here, Aquarius. So you have this evolution going on during this time, but focusing in on the lighter side of things. We don't have to take life so seriously, Aquarius. And many of us tend to only focus on the seriousness of it, it's got to be this way and it's very strict and very rigid, and we don't have to do that. We can use humor. For starters, we can see humor within every situation if we choose to. Sometimes not in that moment. Sometimes in that moment we're focused on really kind of the details of the things, and sometimes we're projecting that out. But within time, a lot of times we can focus on the humor. But the lighter side is where that playful side, that humor, right, really can pull us out. And if you're not in a place where you feel like, right, where you're in this kind of Three of Swords and Five of um, Swords and Five of Wands kind of confrontation energy, Aquarius, you can watch a comedy or lots of comedy, right? Or a movie. There's lots of different things. Have a fun time out with your friends. Have, to bring that lighter side when it gets a little bit too heavy or a little bit too dark, or you're too deep within thought about, whatever it is, making mountains out of molehills, right? Tune into the humor and allow that humor to kind of overwash you, or over kind of take over, to really allow yourself to have a moment, maybe out of your head, Aquarius, but also out of the little details, or the little conflicts, or the pain and the hurt. Because when we sit in our wounds, Aquarius, our wounds get deeper. So we can actually pull ourselves out, and using humor, seeing the lighter side of things, can help with that. So that is really, really gorgeous. And then you also have growth with the Eight of Cups here, Aquarius. So that growth sometimes requires us to walk away from certain things, and walking away from things don't have to be big things. It can be walking away from the little petty details. It can be, kind of tuning out, not only accepting and embracing, right, but also not being so in our head and so focused on ourselves within that pain, sitting in those wounds, with that Three of Swords, and not overly focused on that conflict, and or the stuff that can go on with that Five of Wands, Aquarius, there, that challenge. We can rise up again. We can rise like the phoenix, and we can rise up to the challenges and hold that vision for our life, for this bigger picture that we have. So within growth, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And sometimes within that growth, within that consciousness, that awareness, you have that moment, or those, places where it's leaving behind what is no longer working, leaving behind, right, the experiences. And by leaving them behind, I don't mean obviously, ignoring or denying them, but using them to benefit you, Aquarius. Again, this is letting go of anything that isn't serving you, or not holding on so tightly. This allows that growth, that evolution, that bigger picture, and it allows that softer side. There is so much beautiful energy coming through here within this, Aquarius, but you can let go of the hard, rigid ideas that either you hold or somebody else holds. You can go to the softer side, the lighter side, see that humor, and really have patience with yourself. But there is that evolution, that growth that is coming through within that, Aquarius. When you take those lessons, the lessons you have received, and you use them to your benefit and not to your detriment. That is what is so coming through here. So you have all of this gorgeous energy, Aquarius. Let go of what's not serving you. Tune into what is, and rise up like the phoenix, right? Rise from the ashes, because you have so much beautiful energy. This beautiful energy, right? We can see that vision and the Five of Wands, that the challenges are really moving you, and bringing this progress towards that evolution and that growth within all of this beautiful, beautiful energy, Aquarius. And then you emerge on the other side, right, with the Nine of Cups. And that Nine of Cups is that manifestation. It's getting what you want. It's having all of these cups filled with what it is that you want, that are showing up right there, right in front of you, right for you. This is such gorgeous, gorgeous energy. It does take sometimes the challenges, sometimes those lessons, sometimes that, little bit of um, being kind of stuck, or in like small little details, or right in your mind, Aquarius, that brings about this manifestation when you use it to your benefit. If you don't, though, Aquarius, as a warning, if you don't, it can keep you stuck in your wounds, and really, really creating bigger wounds that was not anything that potentially any of you really aspired to. Often we don't set out to create bigger wounds, but we can when we aren't using the growth, when we aren't seeing the bigger picture, when we're not having the patience, when we're not seeing the lighter side of things, when we're not allowing ourselves to evolve, but we're staying stuck in those wounds or sitting in those wounds, we don't tend to rise up out of the ashes or like the Phoenix, Aquarius, because we stay stuck in that place. So, what is coming through here for you big time is that you have the power, Aquarius. You've always had the power of manifestation, of creating the life of your dreams, of rising out of the ashes and being that phoenix soaring high with beauty, brilliance, shining brightly. But you have to make that decision to get up out of your wounds, to not keep sitting in them, to walk away, let those go, and to have the lessons, to accept the lessons, and to allow for your growth and your evolution. So, this is going to be a big turning point for you, Aquarius, here mid April and moving on, because you're going to have these ahas, these realizations, and this is where your life is going to potentially, depending on the choices that you make, really, really change for the better, okay? And we can always have improvement. Things get to be better and better and better, Aquarius, when we tune into kind of where we're at, where we're feeling, the lessons that we're getting, and that growth. And when we decide that when anybody says anything that is kind of counterintuitive to what we're doing, whether that's in love, money, career, general, whatever category, health, right? That we can decide to stand up and prove them wrong. We can manifest the shit out of whatever it is that we want. We can get whatever we want. We can have that pure abundance. We can have satisfaction. We can be, successful. We can have all of our wishes coming true, Aquarius, when we decide to get out of our wombs and to rise up from the ashes. So that Nine of Cups is you rising up as the outcome here, Aquarius. So you have beautiful, beautiful energy coming through, and you do rise up. You prove them wrong if this is something specific, right? You are manifesting, and you have that beautiful, beautiful power. You always have. Sometimes we just need a little information. Sometimes we need an aha. Sometimes we need a breakthrough. And that is what this is, Aquarius. This is really a reading for a breakthrough. This breakthrough is if you listen closely, you pay attention, this breakthrough could change your life. And this is beautiful, beautiful energy, of course. So let's get a last message. Ooh, jumping cards, as always. A last message coming through here, and it says, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. Yes, Aquarius, this is life-changing. This is life-changing. Make sure that you are really tuning into this, because your life could change this just from this one reading, opening your eyes, reminding you that you have the power, that you can do all things. You are super powerful. You are a master manifester, and success is right around the corner when you really, really, get out of the wounds, stop sitting in the wounds, and either decide to prove people wrong, even yourself, Aquarius. You can prove yourself wrong. Yes, you can prove people wrong, and or also to rise up from the ashes and soar, shine brightly, and do the damn thing, because you always have been. You're capable now, Aquarius, and you've always been capable of doing it. So beautiful energy coming through here. I love this. All right. I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit that like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that bell icon so that you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the channel, and it does help your girl over here out. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.